Hello everybody, John here, and today on To The Garage I fully reveal Steed's future. Hi everyone, John here. This is my 1997 XK8 Coupe called Steed, who's in need of some love and attention and is currently off the road. And today I'm going to reveal exactly what's going to happen to Steed. The very skinny catch up for any of you who are new to the channel is I'm mad keen on XK8s. I have a 96 convertible in really good condition in the garage. This one was gifted to me by a subscriber, and we've gone over it and found all of the as yet obvious faults and issues with the car, listed them out, and I've been toying with scrap the car, disassemble the car for interesting footage and share the parts with fellow XK8 fans, get the car in such a condition that it is roadworthy, and then sell it on, complete all of the tasks on the list, and then sell it on, and many other permutations, including raffles, competitions, giveaways, all the rest of it. So I've been pondering this for some time now, and I've come to the 99% conclusion. Let's nip back inside the garage where it's much warmer and we'll talk. Well, here is our big list of Steed's needs. The 49, I think, things that need repairing to make him right. On one side of the equation, they are just the things that I've spotted, and I've not really disassembled too much in order to find problems. It's just the visible and the easily checkable. On the other side of the equation, I've ruled out, and did so in the previous video actually, I've ruled out scrapping that car off. That car is going to live again because it is too good. Fundamentally, it's a sound car. It does have corrosion issues, but a lot of work has been done on it previously to keep it in savable condition, and the problems it's got now are very doable without breaking the bank. So scrapping is not happening. Hooray, I hear you all cry. As I described in the very first video when we revealed Steed, I wasn't actually in the market for another XK8, and I have a very nice convertible example stood right behind the camera at the moment, Purdy. So long term, I'm never going to own two and run two in parallel at least, not least because I can't afford to do that. However, I am likely to own Steed for at least 6 months, if not 18 months, because I am going to do the work on him. How much of the work that needs doing am I going to do on him? We've already decided it falls into two flavours. Items I've put X's next to on this list are things that are needed for the MOT and or need to be done to be safe and usable. So my plan is to hit the X's, but a subdivision of the X's that gets me through the MOT and safe. So I'm going to be super critical with myself. Probably looking at doing the welding work underneath the back of the car, which is by far the biggest task and will be the most challenging to me because I can weld, I do weld, but I'm not a great welder. I also need to do the ball joint for the MOT, which is a lower ball joint on one side. I don't see a point in doing one side because the other one will be the same age. So we're probably looking at doing two lower ball joints. And that helps me because I need to do that on Purdy at some point, and the technique needs developing. It's something I put off because I had a bad arm for a little while, and it's probably at 50% better now. And then I'd get the car on the road, partly because that's a little victory in itself, a little winning post. So we can discover more and tackle some more of the items on this list. Because some of the items on this list I want to do I actively want to. I'd find them interesting and exciting, and I just want to do them. And I know I can share them with you as well. So I'm going to be mixing and matching, and my sequence might not be very pure in that I don't do just the essentials first. Now here's where things I think are going to get a little more interesting for you folk out there. What I thought I would do is give you a true mending spends running total as the car moves forward. There's this huge advantage, or at least novel point with Steed, in that he started at 0. Literally the car cost me nothing. It was gifted to me by a wonderful subscriber. But I'm prepared to list the actual costs incurred literally as they happen, blow by blow, on this list. And not just include the ball joint, but I've got a reasonably well equipped garage, but I am going to buy consumables. I am going to buy the odd tool that needs replacing or I don't have. And they're going to go on along the way. You'll see the cost of repairing this car clock up genuinely and openly, with the exception of labour. If I have to subcontract a certain element out, let's say fitting the windscreen, I'm getting somebody else to do it, then obviously that's going on there as well, but my labour won't be in there. And here's where a little twist, it's quite interesting to me, comes in. I've taken a decision that I would like to get a series of project cars in the same vein as Steed. I'm very unlikely to be lucky enough to receive them free. They'll have to be bought. And again, do the diagnostic with you guys, do the repairs with you guys, and then move them on. However, I'm not financially in a position to just keep spending money on doing that sort of thing. So I can use the fact that I didn't have to pay initially for Steed to do that. Here's the plan. At some stage, I will actively try to sell Steed. I will tell you guys about it, but I'll be honest, you know, if I get approached outside of YouTube by somebody who's waving a big wedge of money at me, he may move on outside of the YouTube community, but it's very, very likely that this car will be sold to one of you guys out there. I will want to make a profit, bear in mind I'm not putting the value of my labour into this, on the transaction. But you guys will be able to see the exact spend clocking up on this board. So at any stage of the proceedings, if any of you guys want to message me and offer me a price for Steed, that's fine. The earlier that happens, the cheaper I may consider selling Steed. The later that happens, the more expensive Steed will be, but obviously more jobs will be completed on him. It's not a case of the first person to offer is going to get it. It's wholly going to be down to my decision, because I'm going to enjoy doing some of the jobs, and at various stages I'm going to think, no, I know that's a really good offer, but I want to hang on to him for certain jobs to happen. So it's going to be an influx thing. But I openly invite you guys, as we get into the series of videos over the months ahead, if you think, oh, I would really like to own Steed, because I know what Steed is. I've seen the videos. He is never going to be perfect unless you invest a lot of money, because it needs paintwork, needs all sorts. But you will know the nature of the car. I'm going to be very clear. I don't want to sell the car until I get past the MOT point, because I don't want to risk the car going to the crusher or somebody else buying it to strip for parts. So at the point that Steed does move on to a new owner, what will happen there for the channel? So just as a for instance, if the cost plus £2,000 has been offered to me for the vehicle and I have accepted that, then I've got at least £2,000 that I could invest in another interesting project car that's probably not on the road that I could bring back. And what would that be? I've talked about my eclectic mix of interests. It might not be a Jaguar, but on my list, I would like an X-type estate. I would like an XF estate, preferably, but they're rarer and more expensive. I really would like an X150, but there'd have to be something quite badly wrong with it for me to be able to afford to do it as a project car. I've never owned an S-Type. I love all of the XJs of every era. And I have to say I would accept a Mark II Jaguar, else Gary Mees will get on to me. Hi, Gary. That will have to come with some sort of sponsorship from Bilthamber or similar, so that I can buy buckets of corrosion converter. So practically any Jaguar is on the board if I'm honest. But we're also got to remember that I love 2CVs, Morris Marinas, BMW 8 Series. I love camper vans and vans of all varieties. I love a lot of British unloved stuff. I enjoy French cars, which I know is not everybody's taste. Renault 5 was one of my earliest hatchbacks, and I'd love to have another Renault 5. It's just so many things that I love. So I'm just gonna keep myself open to opportunities that come my way. But whatever it is, it'll be funded by the eventual sale of Steed. So just want to let you guys know that you can get involved in that conversation and tell me what you're thinking. If anybody is interested in owning Steed at some stage in the future, feel free to wave your hand and let me know about it. But as I say, he won't be going anywhere until I've at least attempted to put him back on the road. So in the spirit of complete and utter transparency, let's actually do this. The car was free, but let's be real. I paid transport $260. I have paid in order to get the car registered in my name because the owner is outside the country, access to the original logbook is very difficult, etc. But there are no concerns there. There are no concerns. I don't have the logbook yet, but I've already paid £25 to sort that out. In my previous video, you'll see that I bought some bonnet struts because Steed had only one effective bonnet strut. I've actually fitted those to Purdy and put Purdy's on Steed just because Purdy's my pride and joy. But I wouldn't have spent that money unless I had Steed. So bonnet struts were at £40. Truth be known, I've already ordered some parts for Steed and some tools related to the Steed project, but I'll fill you on those on the next video coming very, very soon because they should actually arrive later today. So I might as well show you those and add them up. But for now, we're at £325 for our Jaguar XK8 Coupe. In one of the previous videos, we were having a quick look at the water system for Steed because we've got on there on the list of Steed needs the water leaks. And I'm pleased to say that the water level in the header tank only moved about 5 millimeters after having run for half an hour. So it doesn't prove anything, but it does suggest that at least some of the massive amounts of coolant I kept finding everywhere were probably down to a pre-existing leak rather than a big gushing problem we've got now. So I still think there's leaks around the base of the thermostat tower, and I would like to investigate the area under the intake manifold because so much water around would seem a little silly not to. But it's not looking like it's a complete disaster in the coolant area. Today is the 1st of March. we're going to say bye-bye to Tristan Wofford and his 2000 Sapphire Blue XKR. And we're going to say hello to Hugh Williams. Hi, Hugh. I got a message from you just the other day. His 4-litre XK8 in Amaranth. Beautiful, beautiful pearlescent purple colour. Bell Hill in Kent, UK. And a message from Hugh to say that the roof panel on his car is suffering in a similar way to Steed's, in that the lacquer has gone a little opaque, and below the lacquer you can see all the tiny scratchings and crazes. If you've got an early pearlescent car, let me and therefore let Hugh know, are you having a similar problem? We think it might be these early mica pearlescent paints and the lacquers used that are causing this sort of issue. Well, that's it for this episode, but the postman has been. There are boxes. So come back and see the next video when you'll see the first parts for Steed arriving. I'll share what I've got and what's on its way, and we'll add some more costs to the mending spends. And I'm looking forward to taking all on a journey with me and Steed as we put him back on the road. Looking forward to all your comments on what I think is the way forward with Steed, and see you all soon. Bye.